Okay, you guys, we're spanning time. Shut
Mm.
up. We're spanning time.
Oh, man. All
We're
right.
spanning time. Okay, we're spanning time.
Okay.
Jim has his quarter on the table for this one,
Oh, he does.
apparently.
I can't wait to hear.
Worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I tried to quit it 3 times, but I kept thinking that I would be mocked for quitting. So I kept going back to it. I actually watched YouTube videos of like Mormons preaching in Colombia to clear my palate.
Wow, a visceral reaction.
What can I say? I'd heard about Vincent Gallo, but
At least
he's
the
like a
Mormons
no
have funeral
talent,
potatoes.
no neck monster.
He's a what? A
That's
no-necked
it.
monster?
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's Jim's review right there.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I thought
Okay, tried to quit three
Jared's-
times.
I mean, Jim is pretty fucking close to my
it was
opinion.
pretty well.
This movie is unwatchable trash. Like, and it has
And
two
that's being
really
generous.
it has two really good performances in it.
Mhm.
Christina Ricci and Angelica Houston are both fantastic in it. And the fact that neither of them will ever look at Vincent Gallo again really says something
It does.
about like their professionalism. She was 17 fucking years old
There's that.
Oh, yeah.
when she
there is
made
that.
this,
Uh-huh.
and like just incredible in this movie.
Just going back, I wanted to hate this film because there's a lot in here to hate, but I can't deny it's got something. There's an artistic
That's
core to this.
kind
Yeah,
of
it has
why I
two
can't
really
deny.
good performances.
Yeah, and
No,
Unfortunately, everything
has more
else is
than that.
trash.
I'm going to lay out what I talked about earlier.
I like the ending weirdly, sort of weirdly.
Oh fuck! No.
Sort of like the ending, kind of weirdly.
No, I'm going to go into this for a sec because I'm making
This is such masturbatory bullshit. Like
Oh,
just
hold on.
self-indulgent, just
Let me,
trash.
let me get on the floor for a second. I'm making a joke about the anti-Woody Allen thing. And I'm going to talk about that because it's a film that he's in. It's a character himself, like Woody Allen does. He's in his own movie, right?
Yep.
But,
yeah, and like Woody Allen, he's a piece of shit.
But hold on. But his approach is not from the cultural center like Woody Allen's is. It's from the outside.
What?
It's from the fringe.
Who cares? He's
Well,
dumb and
Well,
annoying
It's not.
and an asshole, and
Oh,
everyone
okay.
hates him.
He is. He rebels in the banal and the artless. That's the thing. That's his kind of the thing he swims in.
It's certainly artless.
Also, the one thing about him that's different from Woody Allen, and Woody Allen,
Is funny?
No, hold on. It's not even a question of being funny. A guy who likes preteen girls is one thing, but he actually kind of knows and loves women. He knows how to write for them. He knows how to represent them in his film, and Vincent Gallo does not.
Vincent Gallo doesn't know people.
No, Vincent Gallo hates women, and he says so in the movie.
and
All women stink. He says it
and
out loud.
people. He
Yeah.
hates people in general.
Well, yeah, he's
Like,
a misanthrope, but the things he especially hates women, and so you get this ridiculous situation where you have Christina Ricci is just, oh my God, this kidnapped woman who does everything he wants her to do, and she just does it. It's awful. I mean, it's
It's unrealistic in the same way that Woody Allen's female characters in his movies behave somewhat unrealistically.
And what I thought you were going to say, Scott, when you were sort of semi-joking that he's that what did you say was anti-Woody Allen? The thing he's got in common with Woody Allen is he portrays male insecurity, but he portrays it in a completely different way.
Yes, exactly right. He's not self-effacing, and this goes back to something I picked up.
no, he thinks he's the coolest guy in the room.
But dude, I was making.
Does he though?
I was making.
Yes.
I was making a joke.
Yes.
About big dick energy. Remember that?
Oh my God!
Hold on. Let me lay that. Let me expand
I'm
this a little
leaving.
bit. Did you read his? Did you read his bio?
Huh?
Did you read his biography?
Gallo?
Yeah.
From what? Like Wikipedia or something?
It was so insane. I had to stop and read it again and see if someone had faked it in because
This guy sells his own cum on his website.
Hold on,
I don't even know any more about him.
That's anecdotally. He started out as actually a leg breaker for the mafia when he was a teenager.
Sure, he did. Sure.
No,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
We don't know if this is true or not.
It's not.
And Christina Ricci fell in
This
love
guy's
with him.
never been in a fight.
I had to look this up multiple times in multiple references. So we got to believe
He's exactly the kind of person who gets
But then-
punched in
hold
the
on, let me
mouth
finish,
once
let me
and
finish.
changes.
Then he went on to be a motorcycle racer, which shows up in Brown Bunny, which is probably he really did
Sure,
that.
I
Then he
believe
went
that.
on, and I don't know how he did this. He went from being a motorcycle racer to being a fine artist in New York. who actually picked up a lot of like cred with the cultural centers of New York.
Is this
So
after Brown Bunny?
Should just
no,
kept
this is
doing that.
before he
Brown
started
Bunny's
doing
way
his movies.
later.
Yeah, with some reason people love
Brown Bunny's 2003.
But the thing is, like, the thing is, he shows a certain kind of like a confidence about everything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like some people are like these
An incredibly misplaced confidence.
It is. Well, it is misplaced confidence. But then again, he also has a number of movies he did that we're talking about right now. So, you know, it's not entirely misplaced.
Yes, it is.
It was in.
The fact that we're talking about this movie doesn't mean that it's
He's in a Scorsese movie or two.
Are you saying you're damning it with fate?
Well, he's in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like I said,
damning this. No, I'm damning this by damning it by
Uh,
saying this movie's fucking trash.
But I'm just saying,
But
Fuck this
as
movie.
opposed to
forever.
Imperioli,
there is
who's also
something he brings to this thing
good
that
fellow.
is
Michael Imperioli is a great actor.
it's an ugly fucking movie with that
It's
again
an
the
ugly
worst family dinner scene in any movie ever.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
What is
but
with
I enjoyed the
okay? Did
family
they
scene
literally
in
twist? Did they
Eraserhead.
twist the table every time they did the 3 shots?
Not
Because-
twisted. It's literally a different angle of that room.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Actually,
no, no.
different
But
kids-
but they had to have moved the table because the table, when you see all 4 of them, the table is not that long.
It's square,
like-
perfectly square.
Right.
Yeah.
So they must have had a second table that was longer for the 3 shots because that table's coming like all the way up to the camera, and that table's not long enough to do that.
Oh, they're using a
Like-
24 millimeter lens here, or something really short, so it looks bigger than it is.
Uh,
The thing is, every
that's a
angle-
rectangular table behind you, and
Yeah, the
Chris.
scene I got is this is the scene is what's her name's point of view, the kidnapped person.
Yeah.
And,
Christina Ricci's
Ricci.
character.
yeah, exactly. So it's like it's interesting that it goes from
not Wendy Balsam.
yeah.
I
Not
was
when-
going to say,
oh,
Wendy
Yeah.
Wilson.
this guy has amazing abilities to get people to do day playing stuff. You go, the day player crack pipe is smoked heavily in this film.
He paid Mickey Rourke $10,000 in cash in a paper bag
For
to be in
one
this
scene.
movie
Yeah.
because Mickey Rourke, his life was falling the fuck apart
He couldn't
when
get
he made
It's
this.
It's before his unfortunate surgery.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
he looks relatively normal in
before,
this.
It's also before Iron Man 2. It's before The Wrestler, which is an amazing movie.
He got was it Rosanna Arquette for one scene. He got
Yep.
like Ben Gazzara for one scene.
Oh,
like-
you could get Rosanna Arquette for one scene for anything.
Oh, back in '98, I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe.
I will say that the Ben Gazzara connection for me is, like this guy is drunk from the chalice of John Cassavetes his whole life, because this is effectively a Cassavetes movie with a lot of like, for me, like,
Without
It's like
any of the
Cassavetes
honors.
if Cassavetes got his head stuck in
well,
a car door.
but this to me is Cassavetes, like a perfect mishmash of like a Cassavetes movie meets David Lynch.
What was
like-
what was the one we
No,
watched?
both of them are good filmmakers.
No, I understand that
Yeah.
they're both good filmmakers. I found this movie really tough to watch. I found his character like I was joking about the Albert Brooks thing, like who's more irritating? You guys found Albert Brooks like nails in a blackboard, and I found
Oh.
Gallo like that. But by the time
Oh,
we
I
get-
would watch 10 Albert Brooks movies
but by the
before I ever
time
watch
we
this
got
shit
to
again.
the last act,
Again, Albert Brooks is funny.
Yes, Chris?
Exactly.
I don't know. Like by the time we got to the last act, and he goes through the mental exercise as indulgent as it is with the weird thing that comes over the
Oh my
camera and like plays a
God.
movie within a movie, but then we're showing the slow-mo Matrix style pre-Matrix of the guy. He shoots the place kicker, then
He shoots fake Scott Norwood.
right. Then he shoots himself, then imagines that it wouldn't have mattered. His mother still doesn't give a fuck about
That's the best scene in the movie. The best
And
scene in the
that's-
movie is her sitting there listening to the game on the fucking
And-
wireless.
And
On
Tad,
the
honestly,
grave.
in that moment, I was like, okay, maybe this movie isn't all bad because this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then
Well, yeah, because
I'm gonna-
Vincent
But
Gallo
that's
wasn't
one
in
good
the
scene, and
shot.
he's not in it.
the fact that it's basically the crescendo, and then he gets on the phone, is mean to the guy behind John again, and then he's going to go make Christina Ricci's life miserable for the rest of, until she finally kicks this guy.
No,
to
no,
So
he's
she
gonna,
overdoses,
he's gonna
exactly.
he's gonna get her. He's gonna get her hot
Pregnant.
chocolate, so it's all fine.
Oh,
Well,
that's- or
and
that's
it's
it,
so-
yeah.
A heart
And a
cookie.
heart-shaped
And a
cookie.
heart-shaped
Like,
Fuck
cookie. Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
in its weird way, like I'm gonna give this movie, like, I didn't like this movie, but in it, like, for the last
I don't
5
have enough
minutes,
thumbs to
it
point
kind
downward.
of started. It was starting to win me
I
over.
want
and
like
then
a
I thought it was over.
sledgehammer video of
Yeah.
thumbs going across.
I'm going back to that Hammer Time moment where there was the freeze and the camera's moving and there's like the blood coming out of the head. You know, he just faked all that, right? It was like
It's a
everyone just-
plastic.
It's
It's
a
a
piece of plastic
plastic
stuck
thing.
on his
to
head. And
his
everyone was
head
doing
in the shape.
The thing
Was
is,
it-
I thought, oh, dude, way to rip off was it Fight Club? That came out the next year.
Later.
Yeah. He got this from like this. It was just getting the build-up time idea was just being developed back then.
I don't know. On one
It's
hand,
fake bullet time.
There's a couple music videos.
Scott, it's fake bullet time. He just glued that thing to the guy's head.
I know it's fake. I know it's fake bullet time.
And the actors are just sitting still.
He
They're
really wanted to
sitting-
do. He
yeah,
really wanted to
because
do bullet time.
Vincent
Couldn't
Gallo
afford to do bullet
moves.
time, so he just did it his own way. I think that's kind of cool. I'm sorry.
You gotta respect it.
I
You
gotta
know what
respect
came
it.
out? You know what came
I've
out the
seen
same
too
year
many
as this
bad
that had bullet
student
time in
films
it
to
is
think it was
fucking
cool.
Blade.
Oh.
Yes, Blade.
Sure.
Same
Blade.
year. But
Yeah.
same
Blade
year.
had bullet time, came out the same year, and they did it right. They
Well,
didn't
of
do it
course,
with
he couldn't
fucking
afford to. He
plastic.
couldn't afford to do it right.
Right.
No, because he spent $20,000 on Angelica Houston's wig.
I had somebody spend all his money on the soundtrack, which is actually
No.
pretty good.
well, that too.
No, that was that was $200,000 he got for being in a different movie that he went back and spent on the soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
$20,000 of this movie was spent on Angelica Houston's wig.
Okay, well, that
Like-
makes sense.
Why?
Hey,
I don't know.
Captain
There-
Kirk's
there's-
wig's
Why?
$30,000.
Why is the thing you could say about everything in this movie?
Uh-huh.
Like
There
you could just say why over and over and over again,
Mhm.
and you're not going to get any answers except
Right.
Vincent Gallo's a shithead.
Yeah.
Like because he's a shithead.
So
Again,
Chris,
you're being
finish your
too
thought.
generous.
You got to
My
the
thought
end.
is- my
and-
thought is basically like there are 8 things I dislike about this movie. There's 2 things I kind of liked. At the margin, it's still a thumbs down, but I do not believe that this movie is completely irredeemable. It's totally committed to the bit.
Mhm.
But the bit isn't good.
His red shoes were cool. Christina Ricci is great. Ben Gazzara is doing the same fucking thing Ben Gazzara has been doing since 1976. I'm not
Oh,
going
Ben
to.
Gazzara, by the
Oh,
way,
It was a Chinese
just
bookie character.
he ad-libbed shoving his face in her tits, by the way, which is great to when you know she's 17.
17. Yeah.
Give
that-
me a hug. I love you.
I mean,
There's a
yeah.
lot of bad with Christina Ricci
Richie
and
Houston,
on
Richie and
everybody.
Houston are very watchable in this movie, especially Ricci.
I just wish they
and-
were in a good movie.
Yeah.
Again, there's just this
I
weird.
loved her knock knee.
I went like he really intended
that-
for it to look that way. Lance Accord, who's gone on to shoot many movies I really, really liked, was apparently the DP on this.
He actually-
And,
he fired-
and Gallo runs him down in public any
yeah,
chance he gets.
I read the
Yeah.
I read the
And he
IMDb.
fired one of his DPs, so it's like, who knows?
I mean, Gallo's clearly like the guy doesn't hardly works at all anymore, and I'm sure this whatever he's in trouble
Except
for now.
he just got cast to be the Golden State serial killer, but that's no.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that actually comes out after all the bad press.
I
I'd never seen Brown Bunny. I don't want to
Oh,
see Brown Bunny.
audited Brown Bunny today just because I'm curious about this. It's like this film except much grainier and with no dialogue.
Isn't
It
it him
works.
driving for hours? Like
It's just
a road
driving
movie,
and driving
right?
and driving and him crying.
and somehow it's worse than this.
it is
Like,
actually somehow
it's-
worse than this. He's riding motorcycles
Well,
around there.
Listen, I mean,
And so it was a hit at
The attitude
Cannes.
towards women is even worse than this film. Which is
I would
true
put
of
this
man.
movie in the same.
That's a movie he made to
It
trick his
wasn't a
girlfriend
hit
into
with,
giving him a blowjob.
Ebert.
So
Yeah,
I would put this movie in the same pile of half dozen Cassavetes flicks, most of which are a lot better. Something like Two-Lane Blacktop, 3 or 4 Mumblecore movies. Like he was going for a very specific thing.
even Two-Lane Blacktop is better than this.
Julian Dunn.
It's not good, but it's better than
God,
this.
God, I didn't hate it.
A 0.2 out of 10 is better than a 0
It's
out of 10.
basically, yeah. It's like this is a 2 out of 10 for me.
Oh my god, you guys.
Well, it's just
Well,
I'm
I don't
like,
know,
I'm with
I blame
Chris.
John.
I didn't enjoy the experience.
blame
of watching this
John.
film.
Yeah.
No.
I know Tad will.
Well, Tad blames John because Tad blames John for everything.
he keeps a
Some of the
list of
things that
grudges.
Jared
Just put it
does.
on your list of grudges, Tad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
the
wanna
list of
I don't even
grudges.
wanna
Anyway,
take
I
a
just
corner.
keep whatever the most recent one is.
You know
Right.
me. I hate
And
I
Night
never
Riders.
dunk
You can
on
always pull out Night Riders, as moth-eaten as it
Night
is.
Riders
No.
is fun.
Yeah.
It's a
This is-
fun.
Night
It's a
Riders is at
stupid,
least
This is what I was
fun.
stupid
I was
movie.
pushing.
but
I was
it's
pushing through
fun.
this film. I
It's
pushed-
rare that I completely shit on a movie. And
This movie made me like the
This
Dancing Gargoyle
deserved
movie
to be
better.
shat upon.
Cast a Deadly Spell.
I find
Yes.
That's a
something
deadly
like-
spell.
But
I do.
That's the Deadly Spell gained 1 star for
I know.
me
I'm
after watching
in
this.
I'm in
Okay,
different mental space.
it's worse than funny games.
I pushed through this film not liking the
Jared.
experience because it's
Drop
ugly.
mic.
It's an ugly, flat film,
Mike.
and the guy hates women and everybody else. But when it was over, when it was finished, I thought about it. I went, there's some neat little bits in this film. I mean, this is
No, he
not a
lost me
complete.
at the
This
first
is not a
butt crack
complete
after
piece
he
of
gets
shit.
out
This
of
isn't
prison.
pornography. This isn't like meant for. There's actually something here.
Rather it was
And
pornography.
I agree with you, man.
yeah, there's something here, and it's like
There's
it's subtle.
something.
And I think the
figure out-
problem is that Vincent Gallo can't get out of his own way.
Well, he's also repellent. I
He's
mean,
a repellent
he
human
is
being, and
repellent.
he's a horrible human being, and he can't. It's like Woody Allen as
The guy who played
sociopath,
Goon, the
you
guy
know.
who played Goon quit because he thought the character sucked so bad.
Mhm.
He then asked for the part back. Gallo fired the other guy he'd hired to do it, brought him back in. He did the whole thing in the movie, and when it was done and he finally watched it, he was like, actually, I don't want to be credited.
And so he wasn't. Yes.
Well,
Right.
again, in the same way that Albert Brooks, I think deep down knows his characters that he creates and directs and stars in are extremely irritating. I wonder if Gallo also
Gallo
for
thinks
that.
he's the coolest motherfucker on the
He-
Well, that's the
Yeah.
question,
I've
right?
seen more than-
Gallo
man,
thinks
big
he's-
dick energy. I'm telling you, it
Gallo
propels this
thinks
entire
he's as
thing.
irritating as we think he is.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I
Okay,
think there's more to it than meets that. I don't think it's as simple
I
as
think
that.
Gallo thinks he's cool.
Okay,
I
well,
think
he
no,
thinks
hold on.
he's the coolest motherfucker on
He
the planet.
absolutely does think he's cool. However, I think he also knows he's irritating and he's a fuck up, and that's comes
No,
across.
you
on
don't. He
screen, too.
doesn't.
He does
That's
not.
the other
Dude,
part of. That's the other part
He
of Big Dick.
looks like such a dumb shit in this movie, and that's why I kind of love this movie. It's like when he's just running across the street to the gas station, just that stupid loping run. It's like that's the
those
thing that Woody
boots.
Allen would never
I
do is
was
make himself look like
praying
an
that a
idiot,
car would
and he
hit him.
consistently looks like a fucking idiot in this movie. Vincent Gallo.
I don't think that's a choice.
With
That's
his
just who he
high
is.
heel
Then,
red
then
shoes.
okay,
No,
then if that's it's what's happening there, I find it endearing, and I find the ending sweet.
I agree with you,
Reminds me of,
John.
like, my sister's boyfriend
It's
in New York.
weirdly sweet.
It's weirdly sweet, and then
How
it's
is
a happy
it
ending.
sweet?
He buys
And-
the guy a love cookie.
Here's one for your girlfriend. Don't eat it yourself.
Like I said,
It's
it
pretty
goes
great.
around between being like this kind of superficially charming and just being a total misogynist dickhead. He gets in his own way, like I said.
Those are
Well,
the same
I don't
thing,
disagree that he's
Scott.
irritating. He's not that he's
No,
irritating.
hold
He's
on.
absolutely irritating.
He
But
is.
I think he's irritating in an entertaining way. And I find so many of these scenes in this film hysterically funny, or I just grin the whole time. If not,
All right.
I'm laughing.
Oh, that actually we went this. I have to. I'm going to read Jared's 66 thing. Then I'll let you do your summary, John. You be ready?
Okay, sure.
66 line about Jared.
Here we go.
Allen.
Ahem. This is from Jared, who couldn't be here today. Buffalo 66. It's not often that you come across a film this unique. I'll read it off the paper. Hang
Oh
on.
God.
That's
I
a
know.
word.
Well, gee, you think he's going to like it? I wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought he
both-
chose
It's
it.
both a comedy and a tragedy. Gallo has
That's true. That's true.
What?
For like 5
Jim-
minutes when we started on the call today, Jim thought these were Jared's movies.
Anyway, Gallo has such an interesting and distinctive vision here, starting with the look of the film. It was shot in Eastman Ektachrome 35mm, which is, to me, like, I could see that. And it looks like it's straight from the 70s. It's desaturated yet vivid at the same time. The multiple moving picture within a picture sequences are awesome, and they set the tone for the entire film. The slow-mo still photography sequence at the end is incredible. He also got such a specific vision regarding the wardrobe with his bespoke gray leather jacket and pointy red boots. Ricci looks just as distinctive in her jazzercise outfit. I think she looks like a hooker, but that's just me. The portraits he paints of his dysfunctional family is sad yet hilarious. Gallo does such a good job portraying a damaged, fragile loser who still has some hope and a yearning to improve his life. It's a fascinating performance. He's shell-shocked by the past, but Ricci brings him to a reason to let go of his grudge, start anew. The entire cast is wonderful, and I always love me some Kevin Corrigan. This film has been on my short list for a while, and it's probably not a surprise that I own it on DVD. This film is obviously not for everyone, but I love it for its unique vision, overall
It's not
style,
for anyone.
dark, uncomfortable humor, and deep sadness. Gallo seems like a basket case in real life, and maybe a bit of a creep, but in my opinion, he's also an artist who, in the truest sense. The photo booth scene is one of my favorites, and I think I need a t-shirt that says "Spanning Time." Thumbs up from him.
I will say, Christina Ricci did say that he was not a lascivious creep on set.
Mhm.
He was just a shithead.
Just an asshole.
Like,
That's a jerk.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's I can see that. I can see like it's not sexual with her with him, but the whole shit about after the movie comes out, him calling her fat and a puppet
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like you're just absolutely a shithead.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Okay, so-
given what we've discussed, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to try to defend him or say he's not that guy. Clearly, he is that guy, and it really comes across on screen that he's that guy.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
just
go
think
watch Brown Bunny. It'll come.
he may
across
have made
way
well,
more.
he may have made one good movie, and I think this is it. I think it's really great the way he just basically. I mean, it is a commitment to the bit. I think the picture-in-picture stuff is weird and just it's like arbitrary. It's just like I want to do this, and so he fucking did it. There's so many scenes in this
The
movie.
one early on where it just tiles all over the whole
his
screen.
recounting
I
his
was
time
like,
in prison.
what the fuck is this?
Was that,
That's to me the one that works the least, actually.
Actually,
Yeah, it's terrible.
Let's say it was
Yeah.
cut with Apple Paint or whatever the hell that thing was back then.
Yeah, yeah, it's goofy as I mean, it's goofy as hell. The gunshot thing at the end with the plastic blood attached to people's heads. It's goofy as hell. But I'm like, yeah, he had a vision and he fucking did it.
Yeah.
Plus, the best, my favorite needle drop in any movie ever, I think, is that Heart of the Sunrise slow mo when he starts coming into the strip club. It's just
some good music in
fucking
this.
amazing.
Yeah, John, you kind of said it, but like I said, I'm coiled to hate this fucking thing from the opening scene, but I just weirdly just kept sitting there like, huh, and then it's over. I'm like, why didn't I hate that more?
That's exactly right, Chris. That's how I felt.
There's one for the
know.
DVD cover. Why didn't I hate this more?
Why didn't I hate this
I
more?
really want to hate this film.
I should have fucking hated this movie way more than I did.
And we're usually the opposite line.
It's
It's like,
okay.
I really
I
want to
hated
love
it
this
enough
film, but
for
it sucked.
both
This
of
is like, I
us.
really
That's
want to
funny.
hate this
By
film,
the
but it's
way,
actually got good stuff in it.
What
This
Chris
is great.
just said is funnier than anything in this movie.
What did Chris just say?
That he wanted to hate this more.
Oh, he wanted to hate more.
Oh,
And
so
Scott
yeah.
wanted to like it more, but something was preventing him from
Something
doing
was
it.
preventing
The
me.
movie
But
was
our-
preventing
but our
him from
usual-
liking it more.
Our usual
I think
thing
it
is
was
the opposite. Our
Vincent
usual
Gallo.
thing is we like
Sure.
we want to like a movie and the movie disappoints us. This is weirdly backwards. And I couldn't
For me, it's totally backwards.
Yeah, I couldn't explain it for like it'd take me hours to explain why that is.
There's
But
can't
something,
stand
it's
his
got a
face,
something, and I
too.
can't put my fucking finger on it other than I should have hated it more.
yeah, exactly. All right.
You just want to punch him, don't you, Jim?
this is gonna be the toughest.
Yeah,
This is
and
gonna
I'm
be the
not
toughest
really a
thumbs I
violent
think we've ever
person.
done.
I actually wanted to shoot him halfway
Okay.
through.
So,
Punching was not
That'd be
enough.
too good.
show of okay. This is.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm like here.
You know what? I'm where you
As
are.
I said,
I'm where you are, Chris.
not
I'm
enough thumb.
Just
So this was a week. Oh, this is a week where I picked two movies I hadn't seen since they came out. Both of them from the '90s. This one I enjoyed it just as much this time as the first time I watched it. I still love this movie.
you see it in the theater, or did you see it on video?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.